Okie dokie, let's go to some ranked games with a random character and see what we're gonna get today. And it looks like we are playing the Ranger, but we do start off with a bird if we want to. Now that's also hammer on sale. Do you want to try to go for hammer action? Do we want to take the broom? Try to go for crib with action? You want to keep your options open to try to go for a prismatic sword with a paradise bird? Could be kind of nice too. I think I'm going to settle for the wooden sword, along with the broom and the healing herbs. And I'm going to continue to roll, looking for more nature items, like the shiny shell, the garlic as well, and a little bit of luck I do want to take. But I also really need some storage. Now the bird is awesome and all, but I'm thinking about actually just getting rid of this fella. Because I'm going to take the luck for now. And this is going to be round one. We could go for shell on him if you want to. No, maybe we should sell our bird to take the piggy bank right now. And that's what I'm going to do. Because the piggy bank is going to give us so much gold. But this is definitely going to be a round one. Now, can we take on a piggy bank ranger? They're going to have a lot of damage. We got a tiny bit of heal with a shiny shell, a little bit of block. And we also got a regen too. So we should have the advantage over this opponents. With all our sales, hell yeah, we do. Not bad at all. Definitely not bad now. Our sales leaked into round two. I'm not complaining. We'll gladly take all this stuff. With the stones too, I'm not sure I do want this. We could go for a shovel if we want to. I'm going to go shovel. I'm going to take it since it is on sale. I'm also leaning into going for healing herbs this round, along with that storage too. And you know what? I am going to go for the shovel. Let's go for the shovel. I'm going to take out a wooden sword. Our piggy bank is going to try to give us much max life as possible. Our final basket should be able to give us 45% healing amplification. And we'll see, can we take on this Reaper, who's going to be inflicting poison with her storage coffin. They're going to have block with that shield. They're going to get some power from the shell totem as well. And the spear is going to be dealing some big damage. The thing is, this is going to be eating up her stamina. It's going to be negating some of her damage as well. Giving them time to heal up with her shell totem and stack up that in power. We've actually stacked up a decent bit of poison ourselves. And not bad. Hell yeah, we managed to win out. I was kind of expecting a little bit of a different outcome there. Now, out of all these options, I'm not sure I want to go for any of these. Thornburst, if we took the hammer from the get-go, would have been awesome because we could have went for multi-stunning hammer dagger type action. Power of the Moon could be kind of nice if you want to go for some moon armors. It also just gives us a bunch of max life. Maybe this could be kind of awesome if you want to go for life stacking type builds. Life stacking type builds are kind of limited by how much life you have. So getting that huge max life increase could be kind of nice. Mana Mastery, we could try to go for big mana with bombs, but this is going to be much better later on. But for right now, it's not going to be too helpful for us. But if you want to go for Lifesteal and Prismatic Sword with a bunch of big mana with bombs, I think I'm actually going to lean into this. And I'm going to heavily apply piggy banks for days. Dagger on sale will take two, and we could go for a Lucky Pig. Doesn't sound too bad either. If you want to grab a little bit of storage, I'm going to sell the Starved Courage so we can take that Lucky Clover too. But yeah, we're going to have to venture on with this. Now our skill literally does nothing for it. We are going to craft up that Lucky Pig. But can we keep up with opponents? Burning Sword, Burning Torch with stones, they have a lot of offense. They don't really have too much defenses, but the Fire Pit does kind of offset that with their max life gains. But can we keep up with them? Because we got our regen and our banana to try and heal us with a tiny bit of block from our garlic. And inflicting a small bit of blinds with the shovel might save us. And not bad. We do manage to barely win it once again. Now Goobert on sale is kind of cracked, so we could go for Tusk Piercer right now. We could also went for Fortune's Grace as well. We could still pivot back to our hammer too. Well, the Goobert I think is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal because it's going to be lots of heals for us. The question then is, do we want to take the bow and arrow, which we don't really have too much space for it, if we're going to be honest. But it would help us out by an insane amount. But I don't think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to take the stone too. And I'm just going to roll. The blueberries, some mana stacking, bag stones could be kind of nice. The storage also fantastic too. We'll also take our set of blueberries. I'm thinking about selling this little gemstone so we can take our bag stones also. Now I'm not even going to put in our Mana Mastery. Mana Mastery could be kind of nice with our set of blueberries. Because once we get 10 mana, we will be stacking up our accuracy. But I'm going to venture on with this. The stones should be able to deal some extra damage for us. It should be kind of nice actually. Goobert to keep us healthy. That's going to be a lot of flat damage. That's for sure. And if our opponent does survive for 10 seconds, they're going to get a ton of damage. And we're just barely hanging on by a thread. And with this 10 damage, or this 10 seconds, we could end up being one shot. And holy moly, our little hammer. Our little hammer? Our little shovel does a big old smack to win out. Now that's crits. Chris is going to be too good to pass up on, so we got to take it. Let's roll again, and looking at Magic Torch right now. Do we hold on for Magic Torch? I'm kind of down for it, actually. I'm going to take you with a storage. And we could try to go for a King Goobert too. Magic Torch King Goobert into a Prismatic Sword does sound kind of fantastic. The only problem is we do need to get this health button crafted up this round. That's going to be a big old yikes. Do we sell our dagger then? I think we kind of have to. And we do need to move you over so we can increase your crit chance. We're going to be crafting up this mana pot, and we're going to be going for this torch. Does mean we're going to need to reserve both of these items because I still want to go for that Prismatic Sword. But the Magic Torch is going to go a long way. It does give us some scaling damage right now, but that should be even better for us. And with our Lucky Pig, we do increase our crit chance from 10% up to 11.2%. Yeah, it's kind of insane, isn't it? We got a huge 1.2% increase, but each bit of luck is going to be stacked up quite more crazily. Now we are facing opponents who will be surviving for such a long time, and once they do survive for such a long time, they're going to skill up a lot of buffs with these wands. Increasing our accuracy, but also getting our power. And the Ounce of Darkness really kind of kicking our ass right now. That's for sure, because it does so much damage early on. And we do end up falling short because of it. But at least we got our Magic Torch. And what else is tempting? These are Blood Gooberts. Because the Blood Goobert is Vampirism. But for this round, we're taking this. We're taking our box of riches. We might as well grab the wooden sword then too. We might lose this next round, but I am going to venture on once again. Also, I should have moved our shiny shell in here. What the hell am I doing? Some craziness. I also moved our stones up, but it's going to have to do. It's going to be slightly... Well, it's actually a little bit faster than our garlic, so this is probably our best outcome either way. But can we win? Our opponents is going to have Amida Feasting with a lot of food items. With the Spicy Banana, they're going to be stacking up lots of heat. They're going to be healing for insane amounts. Getting tons of power with the Shell Totem. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep up with it because that's so much heat. It's kind of nuts. And that's a lot of poisonous from this one Fly Garrick. And unfortunately, it's definitely not going to be close. So it is about time we start getting some huge increases in DPS. So let's take you to increase the attack speed on our Magic Torch. I'm going to roll, and we could go for Ruby Egg for some heat stacking if we want to. Although, Magic Torch into Falcon Blade could be the shout too. But I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to hold off just a little bit. Don't Shoes could be kind of good too. But I'm kind of just leaning towards not taking any of them. So I'm also thinking about taking this Chip Topaz. And I was also thinking about moving on with this direction. Having Mana Orb in here to try and increase the mana gains from it with our Mana Mastery being on our Goobert instead of our Shovel. But I think this might have to do for now. But we'll see how this actually pans out. We should be able to skill up our mana relatively fast with our Mana Mastery, with our Blueberries, with our Mana Orb as well. So it shouldn't be too insane for us. Now that is going to be Poison stacking builds. For sure, especially with the Crow. They got a Crow super early, which is madness. Yeah, that's kind of insane. Useless Leaf on sale is kind of smashing. And I do really want to take it. Because this just gives us mana from the rip. And yeah, I'm going to be taking that for sure. Now more luck. I'm going to be taking every bit of luck we can get. It's Gemstones too, let's roll. And we need a ton of storage. This also being on sale is kind of nice too. But let's keep going. Big Red Ruby, Maneki Neku. Card again, we could try to go for card Gooberts. I'm not sure if I really want to. And that is 4 luck off the rip, which I also really want to take because each card then is just going to scale up our power from the get-go. Now also think about selling our snowballs. Selling our snowballs, take one of these fanny packs once again so we can take our extra bit of luck too and craft up this Lucky Pig. The only problem is I'm not sure where the hell we're going to place this fanny pack. Maybe other stones? But then we need to move this over so we can craft this fella up. And place another card in. More coals, we could add in a box of riches and maybe we should. But I'm still going to roll once. And that's our Prismatic Sword. Holy moly, did we manage to get it. That is kind of absurd. Johnny, maybe we can take it this runs. Well, we need our box of riches because I do want to go for King Gooberts. We might have to wait around to get it. But let's get going. So at least with this much mana, our Blueberries is going to start stacking up our luck, which does increase our crits. And since we got 4 luck, we should be able to scale up our power. Increase our weapon damage again. And holy hammer dagger action with a spike staff. Are we going to be able to win out? Definitely not. That's really not ideal. We dug ourselves up a little dagger too. Now it's time to say goodbye to our freaking shovel, man. We can take this Prismatic Orb. Now this Prismatic Orb is going to be in a terrible spot, but I'm going to take a little bit of this action. I'm going to keep rolling. And we could start grabbing a red color, which makes a lot of sense. We probably should have taken one much earlier. I'm going to sell the dagger, sell this, and sell more of you. And this blue gemstone, and I kind of want to take out. That's for sure. Let's craft up a red color. Let's just continue on with this sort of situation. We should be able to get enough mana to be able to smash out. Once you get a prismatic sword, we should be able to increase the speed on it and just go crazy from here. But again, we're going to begin a huge damage opponents, but we do manage to barely survive. I say barely. We're more than half HP. We kind of smashed that opponent. That's for sure. Now we should be able to get a ton of lifesteal with a ton of attack and damage. We just need some holy items to scale up that damage. Now, double rainbow, we could try to duplicate a lot of our mana buffs. Not sure if we really want to go for that. Heavy drink with no potions, echo and Battlecry. We could try to get our Eaters to Sleep to proc again with a bunch of prismatic orbs. Yeah, I'm going to be taking echo and Battlecry. That's more crits, more red colors. He's going to be more lifesteal. We could also went for Stone Golem. I'm not going to be too pushy about any of that stuff. We could go for the lightsaber, like Goobert instead. I still want to go for King Goobert though. King Goobert's going to be much better for us because he used up our mana. Like Goobert's great and all, but we're not going to take it. We could trade this up for a magic staff of all things. And instead of going for a magic torch, go for Crewwood staff. But do we really need it when we got ourselves a red color? Probably not, right? We're not going to take it. And holy moly, what a freaking job. That's our King Goobert's. That's our prismatic orb. That's everything I ever dreamed of and more. We're going to sell this gemstone. The only thing is, I really just want the prismatic orb this round. But I really want to craft up a King Goobert too. But the prismatic orb is going to be nuts for us. Yeah, I'm going to settle. I'm going to settle on it. Also another mana orb. Trying to go for big mana bombs with the potion balls. I pretty much want to take all of it. And right now our Echo Battlecry is going to be our lifesteal as well as our prismatic orb. Still want to keep our customer card though, because we could end up going for more prismatic orbs, especially being on sale. I'm still going to hold on to all this stuff. And we'll see how this pans out. Lifestealing. Debuff inflicting, well, only a tiny bit of debuff inflicting. But we should be able to lifesteal like crazy and also just get tons of scaling damage. With 46% crit chance. Yeah, it's not looking too bad for us. Stamina wise though, being a bit tough for us, that's for sure. If our opponent does have some shields, we could be in trouble. But with another red color, we should have infinite lifesteal. And let's take a crown. I'm going to sell this green gemstone to go ahead and take this storage too. And we are going to craft up this crown so we can get a King Goobert online. But we are going to move on once again. So King Goobert's prismatic sword, lifestealing for days. We get invincibility off the rip, which means it's going to be much harder stacking up our luck. But we're doing some big damage right now. Is it going to be enough to win out? Hell yeah, it is. Not bad at all. Smash it even. Now it really wants us to take this lightsaber. The thing is, we could pivot from a magic torch into that lightsaber to inflict a crazy absurd amount of blind. It's also holy item, which will scale up our prismatic sword anyway. But we're definitely just going to take our mana orb. Fanfares could be nice and all, but I'm not going to take it. Fanny packs though, they're always going to be welcome. Anything else? Menekineku is a holy item, but I'm not really going to be taking it. Not right now at least. We could take the corrupted crowns just to try and inflict some debuffs, but I'm not too pushed by that either. More glowing crowns, it's attack speed, but it's also scaling damage. That's kind of what we want. So with a stamina stack too. As for fanny pack, I might want to speed up our glowing crown most of all. I'm also tempted to put our mana orb in this spot. It increases attack speed on our prismatic sword. It's going to be crazy attack speed. But stamina wise, it's going to be kind of tough for us. But then we can fit in our Echo Battlecry soon. And you know what? We are going to venture on with this. So magic, holy, prismatic sword with tons of lifesteal and a King Goobert is going to be nuts for us. Again though, stamina is going to be a huge issue going up against 2 shields. Maybe we just want to drop our magic torch altogether. It might be the best shout that we can get because our stamina, it's not looking good for us. And we're going to already have a ton of scaling damage from all the holy items. But we do use up a lot more mana with our magic torch, but not bad. Also, before we do move on, make sure I never ever craft up this blue sage scholar. Or do we actually want 1? Because 1 might not be a bad shout to activate all our mana orbs. You know what? Let's actually change 1. We got our King Gooberts, which is going to be fantastic, and we can trade up this set of blueberries too. Yeah, I'm not going to be going for that. Golden Crown though, we'll gladly take. So now I'm thinking about moving on with this direction. We should be able to get our Mana Mastery going decently fast. We're going to put this into our King Goobert so we can reduce that healing just a little bit more. And I'm still going to roll. I need this stuff. I actually really want to take another customer card, because I'm going to be looking for Prismatic Orbs most of all. I'm still keeping a Magic Torch. Maybe that's not a good show, but yes, 7 Holy Items of Prismatic Sword. Stamina cost 1.2. We really don't need this Magic Torch, do we? We should be able to get our mana going extremely fast. Should be able to get a big mana buff bomb that gives us all this damage. And not looking bad whatsoever. Not bad at all. We could try to go for another carrot. And a stone, and let's keep rolling. Stamina sack. I'm not going to take it. And we could try to go for double Prismatic Swords. But I'm not really sure I do want that. Now, Unstable Combobulator with the Bloody Amulet. Yeah, we'll be taking this. As for the Unstable Combobulator though, I think we're going to get rid of a Magic Torch whatever. Along with this 1 carrot. Yeah, I think that's going to be our game plan. Just get rid of our Magic Torch altogether. We don't necessarily really need it as much anymore. We get our Invincibility from the Great Ghost. We don't get smashed immediately. And after that, we should be able to heal back to full. We've got 73% healing application. And our Prismatic Sword is going to be lifestealing for days. And just Invincibility for days too. Now, should we take our points and run? How much damage do we manage to get? 45 DPS. Our Magic Torch is doing about 5 DPS. Yeah, that thing needs to go. Now, in terms of heals, we do have about 100 healing per second. So I do think we have the potential to actually win this one out. And what are we going to get from this? Okay, Tornwhip. You can go, my friends. Another Golden Crown though. We'll gladly take you too. And the Shelly might not be bad too. But I'm going to grab this little bit of storage. And we could take the Target Container if we want another Holy Item. But I'm kind of reserving all these Golden Crowns for just insane amounts of Invincibility. With attack speed as well as scaling damage. And a Prismatic Sword. I'm not going to take it. Another Sub Blueberries. Helmet we don't need because we're going to have Invincibility from the rib. But the Blueberries is going to be insane for us. We kind of want to slot that up there so we can get as much mana as possible. And just more colors. More colors. More cards. And we can trade up this little red ruby for a piggy bank. Now, do we actually really want to fanfare? I'll hold on to it for now, but we might sell it for this color in the next rounds. But we should have insane skilling, lots of mana generation for days, and tons of lifesteal. And I might want to go for another Blue Sage's Collar. Just because if we get enough mana, we can just instantly activate our mana orbs. Well, I say instantly, but gives us enough time to activate our mana orbs. To get all those buffs, all that power, all that vampirism, so we have 100% crits. And just every hit heals us back to full and smashing. Yeah, it's kind of looking nasty, and that's another mana orb. Hell yeah, I'll be taking all this. Now, another Bloody Amulet too. For even more vampirism I'd love to take, but I'm going to grab a little bit of storage and I'm going to keep rolling. And for now I do want to craft up this Blue Sage's Collar. And we can slightly place our card in down below too. But yeah, I'm going to be going for Blue Sage's Collar. Because we're going to have so much attack speed, it should be phenomenal for us too. Attack speed, these are going to be able to give us more mana. We can activate our King Gooberts, give us Invincibility. But also just constantly scale up our mana so we can get big mana with bombs. And since we 3 mana orbs with Mana Mastery, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad for us. 14 in power, lots of vampirism, and our Prismatic Sword doing the rest. Well, hell yeah, we got our extra Blue Sage Scholar. Now, do we take this storage? I think I'm going to. Gloves do we want? We could go for Vampire Gloves. Mineki Neku we could add in because that will literally scale up our Prismatic Sword in speed too. I think that's going to be kind of nice. We can trade this up for a Frying Pan. I never ever do that. Not in a million years. We could take another customer card, hoping that we get another Prismatic Orb. I don't think I really want to go for that. Shiny Shell we could trade up for a Hellpod too. We could take another Hellpod. But let's just take this little bit of storage also. Now as for this Mana Orb, it's going to be in a terrible spot. We place it in there, probably actually. It's going to have to do. That's for sure. And we are going to move on. I'm really hoping that we get one more Prismatic Orb. But we should be able to get insane amounts of mana from our whole setup. But we are taking a Crossblades with Lifesteal. We're going to have the Vampire Gloves as well. We're going to be trying to Lamp too. And we're going to be getting tons of scaling damage from the Steel Goobert. But with Invincibility, you can't Lifesteal. And it's not going to be close after that. Because if you can't Lifesteal, the whole build is kind of shut down. And holy moly, regen. For this, we'll take that. That's going to be so much more lifesteal for us. Anything else we want? We could take this to get rid of some debuffs. If we do some big amount of procs, we're going to be cleansing those debuffs. And there we go. I almost turned into a pirate for a second. With another glowing crown. That's kind of crazy, actually. But do we sell this Neku? So we can just take this glowing crown. I mean, I kind of want to, actually. It does speed up our prismatic sword as much as possible. It also speeds up our prismatic orbs. Because if you have it in here like so, we're still not going to get this properly stacked up. Yeah, so I think I'm actually going to take or sell this Neku. I'm going to sell it along with our custom cards because you don't need these anymore. And we'll be taking another glowing crown. Just so we have infinite invincibility. And I want to place it down below because it will increase our attack speed on our prismatic sword as much as possible. We do want to slot this up, then up top. You can fit back in too, and we probably need this in this spot. I'm going to place it down below like so we can increase our chances of getting out of power with a card, but also cleanse those debuffs with our Shelly also. But this is it. This is going to be our final builds. Did not expect to be playing a Prismatic Sword King Goobert type situation with 7 million glowing crowns, with crazy lifesteal, with insane attack speed, and our icon Battlecry is going to be placed in here, which our Prismatic Orbs are going to be tacking onto each other, but we would love to have this down below, but then we won't be able to activate our Prismatic Orbs again. But it's only going to be targeting our Prismatic Orbs along with our Amulet of Life to try and get a little bit more max life, but also get all these buffs again. Just give us all this mana, all this vampirism, and just an insane amount of buffs. There's going to be a lot of skilling damage, there's going to be a lot of attack speed, and tons of lifesteal. So, let's get going. Let's see if it's going to be really good enough. We're going to slow it down. We are facing his shields with lots of healing down, but with our Vinyl Basket, with our Red Ruby, with our Prismatic Orbs, we do have 50% healing amplification as it is. Tons of lifesteal. But they are going to be negating a lot of our buffs with the cap. They're also going to be stealing some with the Burning Banner. But it's going to be a little bit tougher to get all our luck stacked up, or all our mana, along with our luck. But with our Invincibility, our opponents can't lifesteal, and we get a huge big buff, and the Prismatic Sword is now dealing insane damage. But again, they're going to be lifestealing for days with their Vampirism too. But again, we get our Invincibility, and it's pretty much over. There's not much else our opponents can really do after that. We actually end up with about a 78 DPS. Not too crazy DPS wise, still pretty darn good though. 78 DPS from a single Prismatic Sword. Our opponent did have some damage reduction, they also had the shield to block some damage. Now, in terms of heals though, we did manage about 170 healing per second, which is kind of nasty. Prismatic Sword doing 46 healing per second, along with a red collar, and along with Yggdrasil Leaf also. And King Goobert. Just an insane amount of healing overall. And we didn't get too much max life stacking. Amulet of Life, triggered twice. Then our Bloody Amulets also giving us that little bit of extra max life. Because, again, lifestealing builds, they're kind of limited to their max life. In terms of block, 69 block, just a nice amount of block. Hell yeah. But we did survive 3 lives left. How much rank points are we going to get from this? Plus 10, leaving us at 99 exactly. There's no breaking away. But anyways, I'm going to have to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep a lookout for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, can we deal with some other builds? We are facing a Katana type builds with the Brass Knuckles. They also get the Holy Spear. And going to get Invincibility themselves. But as long as we can scale up our damage, we shouldn't be in too bad of a spot. Now, the Katana is going to be removing a lot of skilling damage. And they're going to scale up their max life with that Goobert too. But it's not looking too bad for us. We've got some big explosions of our buffs. And after that, it's not going to be close. Not at all. Now, can we take on Crit with Staff Stone Golem with double Moon Shields? I mean, that's going to be kind of nuts. If they had another Mana Orb, they could have got a huge amount of buffs. And I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem for us. That's for sure. Although they're after dealing some big damage to us, but again, we get our Invincibility. And, I mean, if we didn't have our Invincibility, we would have lost for sure. But can we deal with a different Prismatic Sword that's going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs? This is definitely the way we could have went for it. Try to stack up all these debuffs. Once we get a big amount of bomb, we should be in a pretty decent spot to cleanse all those debuffs with our Yggdrasil Leaf. But can we get there? Invincibility is doing a lot of the hard work for us. For sure. And we did cleanse a lot of it, but is it really going to be enough? Our accuracy should be up much higher with all our luck. And we have run out of our Invincibility right now. But we are lifestealing, we have a lot of luck, increasing our accuracy back to 100%. And after that, it's not going to matter too much. Hell yeah.